Hello my fellow guitar enthusiasts, I am Lucas and today we're going to be checking out Archetype Nolly from Neural DSP. So let me show you around this VST a little bit here. So like every other Neural plugin, you have your input, you have your gate, you have you can put it in different modes, you can put oversampling, and of course you can save stuff, you can save your own presets, you can load in presets, you can search for presets, and you can actually load up the presets right here. So let me take you around the very top here. So when you click up here at the top, these are the pedals that are going to be in front of the amp. You have your compressor, overdrive, delay 1, and you have overdrive 2, which is really nice. This is your typical tube screamer. This one right here is kind of a tube screamer with some expanded options on it. Then when you come to the amps, this is actually the third amp in the series of amps. You have 4 different amps to choose from. So on David Maxim Mimic's video, someone pretty much guessed all of the amps, and the Neural DSP YouTube account commented and they were like, damn. So I'm pretty sure these are the amps that there are. I'm pretty sure this is a Bogner Shiva. It's a very nice, good, clean amp that sounds really good. The second amp up is a Crunch amp. I'm pretty sure this is based on like a Marshall, like JCM 800 or Super Lead, something in that very vein, something like that. Next one up is a Peavey 5150. It looks like it has the same knobs. And the next one after that, I think this is either a Victory Kragen or a PRS MT15. It's a little lunchbox type of amp. Now, as you see me click through here, you see the cabinets matched up to the one at the bottom. So if we make our way that way, right here, this is the EQ, very simple EQ. You can turn it on and off. And as you come here, which just looks like a CD. I guess that just shows my age. You don't really buy CDs anymore. You have the cab. So each cab is matched to its corresponding amp, but wait, there's more. If you click this right here, it unlocks it, and you can kind of compare. You can compare, and you can set any amp to any one of the cabs that you see fit. But once you hit the lock button again, it locks them back, and it gets everything back. And now that since we're right here, you can also do cool things with this right here. So you can turn each side on and off. You can pick from 57, 421, 414, 160, and you can even load your custom IRs, and we're going to check that out in a little bit. And then moving on to the next block right here, this is the, I like to call these post effects, because they're like behind the preamp, they're behind the amp, they're behind everything. And you have your delay right here, you have tons of things you can do with it, and you do have your reverb. I believe this is like simulating putting it in the effects loop of an amp. And this is like the pedal board that's in front. I believe that's how they have it set up. Just kind of going off what it looks like here. So let's check out some actual presets. So if you click default, it takes you to 5150. And this is what it sounds like just in its default mode. Oh, and before you get mad at me, this is clipping. I know it's clipping. I turned my limiter off, as you can see here, because there's like a minor little delay in it when I was playing, and it weirds me out, so I turned it off. Anyway, continuing on, this is what it sounds like in default. So let's check out some of these presets we have here. So for the artist ones, we have Forrester Saval. I'm sure they might actually update this as it goes along. 666, it literally just takes everything and puts it on a 666. I think this does have a drive. It has a compressor, but it has no drive on it. Moving on from there, let's check out a few more of these. Got the mids. This is a Marshall one. Yeah, it's full of mids. That one's very, very MIDI, as the title says. What's some... oh, jump. Let's check this one out. I really like that one. I guess it's, mimicking Van Halen's Jump. I would play Jump, but I'm in totally wrong tuning, and I would get copyright claimed, and you know how that goes these days. Straight up thick. While we're on this one, since it's using the Lunchbox amp, most Lunchbox amps that use EL84s, EL84s, and a lot of the times they sound really cranked up all the way. There's not much headroom on them, so that's kind of the characteristic of this amp. Just kind of wanted to pass it on there. And this one's really cool. The TS808 JCM 857 is a classic combo. Very crunchy, very Marshall-y sounding. So for the other presets, we do have the factory presets. So we have some from Neural. We have Blasted Brit, which is kind of along the same lines as this. Whoops. As you can hear, it's super midsy, very Marshall-y sounding. Clean every Sunday. Let's see what other things they have on here. Nothing there, and a little reverb and delay in the back. So none of these are actually like EQ'd to sound good with my guitar, but I'm just kind of rolling through these so you can hear what they sound like. Some Juicy Chug. That one actually sounds pretty tight, not gonna lie. And Wanna Be Dirty. This one's interesting because it uses both of the overdrives. That is actually pretty cool. That's about it for the factory ones. Let's move on to, the ones from Nolly. We have Ambient Breakup. This one's pretty tight. It uses the Marshall, and then you have the delay and the reverb going on in the back, and you have nothing in front. Cab wise, it's using this with just a regular 57. This one's really cool. Very like an ambient type of lead thing. Oh, this one is actually a lead. Just some delay. Very Marshall-y sounding, very thick and full of midis. I have Classic Crunch, same amp. And if you notice, he moved cabs down here. And what is he using speaker-wise? A 160 for a speaker. Rolling on through the different presets. Oh, I skipped Blood Eagle. And for those who don't know, this is song on Elias Perfect album. And moving right along, we have Delicate Clean. We have a nice little clean sound going on here. Yeah, definitely some little reverb going on right there. You got the compressor. These are great jumping off points for these presets here. You can design your own. What are some other ones? Heavy rock rhythm, of course, 5150. And watch, if we go down to metal rhythm, it's very close. It does it use a drive? Yeah, their heavy rock rhythm and modern metal are the same pretty much. Now, what's next on this list here? Modern Misery. This has reverb, doesn't it? No, does it have delay? No! It just freaking me out. It sounded like that. What is it using speaker wise? Regular 57. What else we have here? What was another cool one? Let's do prog metal rhythm. Of course, the 51 shines again. Radio effect. Ooh, let's check this one out. This can also be like a lo-fi thing too. And he's doing this with the mic positions. He's pulling them off, and yeah, look, the EQ. He's scooping all of the meat out of it too. That's really nice. It's a cool way to get a nice little lo-fi effect going on right there. And what's another one we have? Oh, vulgar display. Take a wild guess what tone this is. My hacked up edition of Pantera there, and you have the drive, and of course you're scooping mids and boosting low end and all that good stuff that makes Dime's tone his tone. And rolling on, you have washed out's really cool because it uses some delay. It uses the Marshall, and this is the cab it uses. Super spacey sound. And so let's check out some of the presets that I made, and I tried to utilize all of the different amps that they have in here going through. So the my clean sound is literally just the Bogner first amp, a little bit of treble, have the compressor, and I think I have the just the compressor and the reverb. I think I settled on, right? Yeah, compressor, delay is on, compressor delay. Sounds really fantastic on here. So my crunch, of course, I used the Marshall, and I used the third cab actually. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. I'm sorry. See, if you click this right here, it locks and unlocks the amps with the their desired cab. Nolly went through a bunch of different trial and error for these to match them and to get them correctly. If you go to, I think it's his Nolly's actual YouTube page, he goes into detail when he was designing it. So let's see what the crunch sounds like. And if you look in the cab section, I just kept it with a 421 and a 414. Cool little crunch sound. This was kind of the most difficult tone for me to dial in when I was doing my own presets. I don't know why. I guess because I was just getting used to it. Now let's check out the rhythm. For rhythm, I'm not actually using my own IR. If you load your own IR once, every time you come back to it, it like wants to select it, even though that's not what the sound comes through is. It's very odd. This is one of the only little quirks I found. That's what I had for the EQ. I put on the drive. Oh, I want to show you my crunch too. I have the drive set right there, and that would be it. Let's rock back to rhythm real quick. I turned the compressor off, got there. I'm not running any effects back there. That is using the amp to match the cab with the 5150. I already showed you the EQ. Let's see what it sounds like. So the rhythm, this was actually really, really fun to set up. I find it behaves sort of like a real 5150 in a VST, which is, that's pretty neat. Oh, so while I'm thinking about this, let me show you, you see what I mean? You saw me select the 57, and this, okay. That's the 57 sound you hear right now, but watch if I actually click it. see a change, because these IRs, this particular IR has a little bit more 8K, a bit more high end range. And I kind of want to show you what I really like about this. So once you load in the folder of IRs that you have, it lets you select them, so you can I find that's really neat because it saves you from having to constantly load it in. Moving right along to my lead preset, and as you can probably have already guessed, I used the little lunchbox amp, whatever that lunchbox amp may be. I used this, I matched it with the 5150 cab. It's with the 57. I normally don't use different amps for my lead tones. Most of the time for my lead tones, I'll just take my rhythm tone, add some delay and reverb, and then I'll kind of like tweak it, pull a lot of the highs out and put a little bit more lows, so that way it's not very ice picky sounding. I'm using the compressor, the delay. I'm using the second delay right here. I didn't use a drive because these little lunchbox amps, like I said before, I believe I said before, they tend to sound wide open because of the tubes that they use. And let's check this one out. I love the effects in here. They sound really big and they sound really cool. And once again, you can also you can change so much stuff up on here. If you want to add some more mics, you definitely can. So this brings me to a very interesting point in this review. I know it's going on kind of long. When I do these type of reviews, I can either do these things one or two ways. I can put out a demo and let you guys decide, but I like to give my actual real thoughts because I find that's missing a little bit in reviews these days. And I understand why guys do it, because a lot of the times, you know, they'll get the stuff for free and, you know, they do reviews for the different companies, but no one gives me anything for free and no one's sponsoring me. I'm sponsoring myself. So if you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe and hit like for more cool stuff like this. And I like to give you my real thoughts because I don't want anyone to, you know, buy this plugin off of my recommendation and then I forget to tell you stuff or I omit stuff and then you hate it. So I just kind of want to throw that in there, that I'm doing this because I want people to, you know, hear it, and, you know, if you like it, you know, then definitely check it out and buy it. I think this VST is really good for what it does. I like the fact that you have 4 different amps. They're focused on 4 different sections. You can import presets, you can load your own presets, you can load your own IRs. Very flexible. I like the delay in the front and in the back. I like the 2 overdrives. It's very flexible, and it, you know, it kind of gives you all the necessities that you need from, you know, say a, you know, real life rig, you know, packed right into a VST. And if you're traveling on the road, if, you know, you're trying to record, this is perfect for that. You know, if you don't really have like a, you know, a good amp at your house, but, you know, you want to like record some DIs with your band and you want to reamp them with this is pretty good for that. I like this one a little bit better than Misha's, since we're talking about periphery guys and their VSTs. I like this one a little bit better than Misha's because Misha's it's interesting because it's like a little knob you turn to get the gain stages on there, and when it first launched, the IRs weren't exactly the best in it, but they updated that and you got some from ML Sound Lab. I do like the IRs in here. You can do so many different possibilities. You know, you can put your own, you have different mics, you can mix and match. It says in the information for the VST that it has over 650 different combinations of IRs, which it does. I mean, it simplifies it to where, you know, you have these different mics and you have the different cabs, but there are a ton of different possibilities. Downsides of the VST, there's not many really. Now the low end response from it is different than what I'm used to, because I'm used to playing on my Axe FX3 a lot. Now they do the same things, but they do them in totally different ways. The low end response is a little bit different, but it's kind of understandable because, you know, you're going from hardware, you know, you're going from hardware into the monitors, so it's a little bit different. So I'm not going to hold that too much against the VST, but overall, it's good. It is a really good VST, and it isn't exactly cheap, but for what it does, I think the price is warranted. So, you've heard all of my thoughts. What about your thoughts? Do you like this VST Archetype Nolly from Neural DSP? Let me know in the comments down below, but as for me, I'm going to have to be out. Peace.